With all the uncertainty that's going on, a lot of apartment owners are in a situation where they're having to decide, do I continue owning or is it time to sell? Today, I'm going to cover the pros and cons to that specific question. If you're an apartment owner who's been self-managing your property for years, you've been working hard, you've been fixing the properties, you've been taking calls in the middle of the night and managing the property as best as you can, you're now probably thinking, is it the right time to sell? Today, I'm going to cover the pros and cons to that specific question. I'm Juan Huizar, president of Sage Real Estate, your fourplex market leader in the city of Long Beach, and I'm also an apartment owner. So all the concerns that you have, the stress that you're going through, I deal with this every day, not just on my own properties with my own tenants, but also in the daily conversations with people just like you. The main questions that I get from apartment owners, I'm interested in selling my building, but is this a good time to sell? One of my tenants is not paying. Two, who's going to want to buy my building if I have a vacancy? Three, there's an eviction moratorium. Who's going to want to buy my building if I have issues with my tenancy? These are all questions that I know are going on because these are questions that I get asked every single day. And so my goal today is to give you all the tools and all the resources so that you can make the right decision on whether it's the right time to sell. Here are the top 5 reasons you should consider potentially selling now. 1. Low interest rates. Right now, we have the lowest interest rates we've ever had. Investors are buying properties, paying interest rates around 3%. 2, direct result from the low interest rates, we're gonna have a larger pool of investors out there. Investors know that if they capitalize on this low interest rates, they're gonna cap their largest expense for the next 30 years. And that's a massive motivator. If you have rents going up, but you're gonna cap your biggest expense, huge plus for a buyer. 3, values are still high. At this point, your property is worth more than it's ever been worth, okay? So in terms of an exit strategy, we all wanna try to time the market. This is a perfect time to consider based on the values that we have. 4, unlike the residential market, the single family home market, there's no such thing as, hey, is it better if I wait till spring or summer? Investors are always looking. If the interest rate is right, if the property is in a good location, and if it's priced accordingly, the property's gonna move. It doesn't matter if the time of the month or the time of the year, it's insignificant. 5, let's talk about exit strategy. When you first got started 20, 30 years ago, the goal was to build equity so that you could have passive income so that you could retire someday. Congratulations, you're probably there now. A lot of our clients are enjoying selling at the top and moving on to other investments. What are they doing now? Some of our clients have gone out of state. They bought triple net leases. For instance, a Jack in the Box, a Starbucks in Texas, Arizona, etc. A lot of folks are carrying back a note. The folks that were afraid of leaving the state are carrying the note and giving the new buyer a loan on that property that they already know. So that's a really good alternative. And it's interesting when I sell someone's building and I reach out to them, months later and I ask them, are you enjoying it? Do you miss your tenants? Do you miss those calls? Do you miss dealing with your building? And they're just so happy to move on to the next phase of their life. Now let's talk about the cons. What are the cons if we don't sell today? Well, 1, the uncertainty of what's gonna happen next year and beyond. We don't know where their values are heading up, heading down. 2, I expect that there's gonna be more apartment owners that are gonna be putting their properties on the market this coming year. So what does that do? That creates competition. Competition sometimes could potentially drive down values. And so that's something that you should consider. 3, the eviction moratorium. The eviction moratorium that we have in place is set to expire at the end of January. A lot of my clients are concerned. I expect that they're gonna extend that. The COVID cases have been increasing. It's still a big concern. And so I can't imagine that the eviction moratorium is gonna be done in January. This thing is gonna be extended through spring, possibly summer, making it more and more difficult for some of our apartment owners. Those would be the top 3 cons is just the uncertainty of value, the uncertainty of where interest rates are headed, even though I do expect them to remain low. We don't know that yet. Right now, they currently are. If you have any more questions, because every situation, every property is unique, please feel free to reach out to me. Here at Sage Real Estate, our goal is to be your guide in building wealth through apartment ownership. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, or if you have any questions, leave a comment below. I hope you found value in today's video. See you next time.